Right, it's recording. Okay, basically, with those two sounds, what could you hear from the sounds? Can you list any things you could hear out of those sounds?
Cars.
Car crash. The heartbeat.
Traffic.
Anything?
Background noise.
Women's voices.
Piano.
Okay, how did the music make you feel in the first one?
I think it was definitely sadder.
Emotion.
Yeah, it was sad.
Yeah. Emotion.
It's a lot more contrived.
How did you feel about the second one? How did the second one make you feel?
As I found it hard to concentrate on like the reading. I think like I don't know whether that's just me. It was sort of like just a bit distracting.
Like the ending bit, that was effective, but the rest of it didn't.
Why was that effective? Why did you think
I
that?
don't know, it scared me a bit, like the crash noise.
But I think
Okay.
during the rest of it, it was a bit like harsh and maybe a bit too hard.
Okay, which one with the music, which one makes you remember it more?
I think I don't know. I can't choose between them. I think I remember them different for different reasons.
Okay, what reasons are those?
The first one, like we were saying, is more emotional, so like it taps into that. Whereas the second one, I guess, is a bit more like
Hard hitting.
yeah. I guess you have to concentrate a bit more, so maybe you think about it a bit more.
Okay. Did you feel, just a personal opinion, did you feel that the music represents anything to you out of both of them? Doesn't
Sounded
matter.
like sad music, really, didn't it? It was a bit depressing.
For the first one?
Yeah.
Present topic, Stu.
It's a serious topic. Okay, is there anything else you want to say? Because that's it for that test.
For the music in the first one sort of, it helped filter out the background sound, so I was listening more to the words they say. In the second one I was struggling a lot more to listen to the words.
Okay.
I concur.
I agree. Okay, with this one, out of all of them, or you can pick out individually, what did you see, and can you tell me what you saw? Is that a tricky question too?
So what did you see?
What did you see?
People's emotions towards women during drama.
Okay,
The traffic light.
okay. Do you see anything else represented with the traffic light?
It was a red light.
Colours. Oh, the text was in traffic light colours. Yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
The overall vibes of the actual people in the vox pop sub bits, just frustration and anger towards what they presumably had just been told before saying that. So you had the informative bit at the beginning and the end, then you had that bit which was sort of the emotional side in the middle.
Okay. With using just the text and just the people, what do you feel? Which one do you feel is most effective and why?
I thought the third one where it used both.
Okay.
And it gave the information about the drink driving at the beginning.
Okay.
Because then you knew what it were about from the start. Because in the first two, you just came across with the words and emotions. You didn't understand it until the very end.
Okay.
I have to say that on the third one, by the end I've forgotten the facts.
I was going to say something like that. Maybe put the. I know it's a bit hard because you're trying to work out where to put stuff. But yeah, maybe the facts at the end, because then you always remember them. You're like left with that in your head.
Okay. Okay. With combining the two, the third one you saw, did you feel that the message came across differently, or the same, or more effective? What did you feel?
I think Stuart's right. It probably was more effective in terms of like using both those tactics.
Okay.
Yeah.
With sorry, my voice is going. What came to mind with the colours of the text before you saw the traffic light? Did you understand anything about it, or did it not mean anything to you?
It didn't
I didn't
mean
I
it
thought
until
of
the
the
end.
Jamaican flag, to be honest.
You thought what?
I thought of the Jamaican flag.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. No, that's fine. Is there anything else you want to say about those three?
Do you know the bits where they're having comments? I thought personally that went on for a bit too long.
Okay.
I think if you made that a lot shorter, maybe just kept the ones that you're really happy with, then you wouldn't have the problem of forgetting the message at the beginning or start.
Do you mean both with showing and just the text?
With both, yeah.
With both.
I mean, on both
Okay.
of them, it's about a minute or so with them saying words and stuff, wasn't it?
Yeah. Okay. No, that's fine.
You could use some of the people who did it a bit better.
Okay.
then the people are like, same post.
Okay. That's great. Okay, with the different fonts, it's a bit tricky to explain, but using different fonts and different colours, the first one you saw, how did that mean anything to you or make you feel anything? Seemed messy.
Yeah,
There's too much going on.
Okay.
I think it should be a single font.
Okay. Because compared to the next one I showed you, it was the same font but different colours. Was that clearer to you?
Yeah,
Or-
I think the same font with different colours works a lot better.
Works a lot better than different fonts.
Was the second one the one where all the words were white?
No, that's the third one. The third one, that's what I was going to. I used one colour but different fonts. Did that change any way you felt about it?
I think if it's the same colour, when you've got the screen where it's all appearing, then it's quite hard to distinguish sometimes because it looks like they're really jammed. When it's different colours and you have the traffic light colours represented as well, I thought that looked best personally if it was the same font.
Okay.
But maybe if you just had them more symmetrically, just go below each other rather than dotting them around. Because that way as well you could sort of make it look like a traffic light if you just have them.
Okay. So you think it'd be clearer to not have them all around the screen? Just to have
I
it?
think so, I mean, unless you had fewer, because then you could get away
Yeah.
with less space.
Because I'm just trying to experiment with the last two. They're both all the same colour, but one's all the same font and one's different. So as a whole, what would you say is the best to come across the clearest? Would you say just use the same font or same font?
I want you as a sans serif one, like little flicks and stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was trying to think of like
I just didn't like that font at all.
drink driving adverts that like I might have seen.
Mhm.
Which I think like probably adverts in general, you use Helvetica, like
Okay.
standard like type font like you got now on the NTU.
Yeah.
That sort of font is what nearly all adverts use.
Just makes it cleaner.
And then I was just thinking like sometimes they have. I don't know if it's something you want to do for your next one. Like you sometimes have like a blurred image out behind the text.
Oh, okay.
So like it's sometimes like a pine or something, isn't it, on the side of a bar? So you
Okay.
get blurred out with like text over the top. I
Like
don't know
a
if that.
car crash or something crazy. Whatever you want to make a,
Yeah.
make a really good statement
Well,
about
yeah.
it. It's up to you.
Well, I think the second one.
So do you think maybe if I had an image that was a bit graphic behind the words, do you think that would
Yeah, I was trying
make
to
you
think
remember it more maybe?
I was trying to
Or
think about it. I don't think it needs to be. I don't think it needs to be graphic because obviously it's been shown to a whole different audience. But like sometimes just an imagery comes along with it. So that I think
okay.
trying to think of what sometimes they have like, don't they? They have like pine.
It's not necessarily a graphic picture, maybe something behind it just so that you can remember
so
more
maybe
links to
get
it.
like a double thing. So.
Okay, that's
I
cool.
liked how the text, you know, how you made different sizes.
Yeah.
That had impact on certain words,
Okay.
Yeah.
but not different fonts.
Not different fonts. So we're all against the different fonts.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to say about those fonts? Nope.
Have you thought about changing the background colour to white and then changing the text to black?
No, I haven't actually. Do you think that would make a difference?
I don't know, I think it... I've got a thing about white text and black background, I don't know why, I just don't like it.
I'll try that. Okay. Okay, with that test, I was just messing around with where you see the statistics. Do you, with both of them, do you actually remember the figures?
I think like we were saying earlier, it's better at the end.
Better at
So
the
you're
end.
left with it.
So you're left with it. Yeah, because my next question was just saying, with mixing them up, do you think, whichever way around I show you, do you think you're saying the end one makes you remember it more?
Yeah.
Because it's the last thing you see? Is that what I'm guessing? Do you think the message comes across differently than if it's shown at the beginning compared to the end?
I think you understand it a lot quicker if it's at the beginning.
Okay.
But it's kind of a good thing in a way because then you're left more curious throughout it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you'd be trying to work out the meaning of it through it, and then you get the meaning at the end.
Because that's what I mean. I wanted to create an advert where you have to watch the whole thing to understand it, because then people are intrigued to watch it.
Yeah, that's what I think.
But then some people say, well, I don't understand it. But you'd obviously, a lot of adverts you don't understand today.
You get
To
the
the
idea
end.
from it because of the start, and it leads you through it, and then you get that big fact at the end, which
Yeah.
makes you go, oh,
So you definitely will think better at the end. It makes you remember it more.
Mhm.
And I think you said from last week, it's better to show the figure, isn't it, than to
Yeah.
visual. You need that visual.
you remember. Do you actually remember the figures
Yeah.
by chance?
194, 11,151, 450.
So definitely at the end then. Cool, that's it.
So what made you decide to have a voiceover read it out as well as having it on the...
What record you guys?
No, on the video.
Because nobody
So,
ever
yeah.
reads it.
Oh, sorry. What made me have a voiceover instead of showing other people?
Do you think
Because
that was more.
a lot of the people I did 29 women, but a lot of them weren't realistic. Like they didn't. You could tell on their face they didn't mean what they said. So I just thought, why not still use their voices? Because if you close your eyes and you think
no,
about their
I meant the
voice.
statistics, sorry.
Oh.
Yeah.
What about it?
What made you decide to have Andrew read it out as well as having it on the screen?
Just messing around with voices. I just thought it would be a good idea because he seemed quite serious, but I thought because I was doing it with the rest of the women, just to try it out on him. Why do you think it's more effective seeing him or?
I thought it's very sort of audio because you'd heard all the voices from the women beforehand. The whole thing's quite. I don't know, that sort of like hearing things. If that makes any sense. Like you see the statistic where there's quite a long sentence at the beginning that Andrew reads, which maybe that's fair enough because if you're looking at it on TV, I'm not sure whether you'd read that much. The drinking effects everyone bit, maybe that could be kept silent. So
Oh, okay. Okay.
Sometimes when you read it yourself, it's sort of you take it in more because you.
So maybe a bit
yeah,
too much audio. Maybe that bit.
Yeah, like I said,
I get bored of reading it though.
Yeah, I like having some.
No, but like Kieran said, if
The
it's
end
just
bit.
the end bit, which
Yeah,
is
yeah.
just the
You're
bit that
left
says
when you're
drinking
reading
affects
that.
everyone. If it's just you reading it, rather
I suppose it can be more
It's
powerful
silent as
sometimes
well.
if you don't say it. Is that what you're saying?
sometimes and that's like the penultimate message that it portrays, isn't it? That drink driving affects women as well as men. So that is the overall statement right at the end there.
Well, it affects everybody. Women and men.
Everybody. So yeah.
Cool. Okay.
Sorry, what made you have a guy say at the start? You know that. Why not?
What?
a
Why?
woman?
Why not a woman?
And they're doing about women drink driving.
Because I was trying to be a bit clever. I was trying to think. Men are always advertised, right, on the TV,
Yeah.
and they never do women. So obviously that's why I chose women. But then I thought I flip it around and I get a man to say it, just a man. So like as a woman, you're watching. Obviously, you're the only girl here. But as you seeing it, maybe it hits you more as a woman because he's saying it to you, and maybe it'd be vice versa if I had the woman saying it and the guys are sitting here. Maybe do you think that would affect you
Yeah.
more?
Yeah, I get that.
Just having
Yeah,
opposite
yeah.
gender. I'm trying to get Andrew to come across as in like
It sounds a lot more serious than most of the women though as well.
Yeah.
it sounds a lot more serious about women.
He sounds a lot more serious
Than a woman would,
than no.
maybe.
What if a woman said it?
His tone of voice, yeah, his tone of
His
voice.
tone is more serious than to me saying it.
That's just Andrew.
That's Andrew. Cool. Okay.